There's something strangely captivating about an empty hallway, a silent mall, or a dimly lit hotel corridor. These spaces exist in a strange limbo, familiar yet distant. They are the places between destinations, the quiet moments between movement. But why do they evoke such strong feelings of nostalgia? Why do we feel comfort in their eerie stillness? Liminal spaces are more than just empty places. They are snapshots of transition, frozen in time, and within them lies an unexpected connection to nostalgia. A longing not just for the past, but the distant memories held in one's own mind. In this video, we'll explore the unique relationship between these two concepts, uncovering why these places stir such deep emotions and why, despite their emptiness, they feel oddly like home. Welcome to the comfort in liminal spaces. Liminal spaces exist between the past and the future. Transitionary places that feel oddly familiar, yet eerily detached. They are spaces of in-betweenness, empty hallways stretching into the unknown, abandoned malls frozen in time, stairwells leading nowhere in particular. These locations carry an unmistakable feeling of uncanny familiarity, a sensation that tricks our minds into believing we've been there before. The silence, the vacancy, and the stillness make these spaces both mesmerizing and unsettling. But liminal space is not just defined by physical emptiness. They are also psychological. The feeling of being between two states, between childhood and adulthood, waking and dreaming. It can create the same sense of quiet eeriness. This is why many people report that liminal spaces feel dreamlike, as if they exist outside the normal flow of time. They are places we pass through, not destinations, yet they linger in our minds far longer than they should. Nostalgia. It's an emotional bridge between memory and longing. But liminal spaces don't just remind us of our past. They make us nostalgic for something we may never have truly experienced. The aesthetic quality of dimly lit parking garages, desolate food courts, and forgotten hotel hallways often evokes a yearning for a past era, a lost moment, or a time that never actually existed. The blank slate that these places pose allows our minds to paint their own emotions onto them, deepening the wistful effect. There's also the idea that liminal spaces remind us of transitional periods in our own lives. A school hallway late at night might bring back memories of childhood, not because we were there alone, but because we remember it filled with people, with purpose. The contrast between what was and what is creates an emotional void that our minds rush to fill with nostalgia. Even if we never actually experienced an empty mall at 2 a.m., we can imagine it. And in that imagining, nostalgia takes hold. Psychologically, it is suggested that the appeal of liminal spaces lies in their ability to evoke both comfort and unease. Their emptiness removes the distractions of modern life, allowing introspection. For some, this solitude offers a sense of belonging, a quiet refuge from the overstimulation of contemporary existence. Others find security in their controlled stillness, as if stepping into a dreamscape where time momentarily pauses. The brain attempts to contextualize these spaces, filling the voids with memories or fabricated familiarity, which intensifies their nostalgic pull. A key psychological concept here is the uncanny valley. While the valley is conventionally used to describe humanoid faces and the eeriness that comes with them, we can use it to contextualize liminal space and how they feel both real and surreal at the same time. They trigger something deep within our own subconscious, a recognition that is just out of reach. And because our brains crave understanding, we fill in the blanks with our own emotions, memories, and associations. The ideal backdrop for nostalgia. That is the best way I can describe why the sense of familiarity lingers amongst these spaces. The subtle, often overlooked detail. It stirs something within us. It's as though we've walked through these corridors before, played on that swing set before, stared out into that field before. Only you haven't done any one of those things. At least, not here. This nostalgia, this introspection on the past, it's simply the meaning you have derived from essentially staring at a work of art. Your own emotional connection, your own personal meaning, derived from a generic canvas that any single one of us can look at and find our own memory, dream, idea, you name it. Liminal spaces, not all, but some, are the ideal backdrop for nostalgia. These spaces carry a unique emotional weight, not just because they are empty, but because they exist as symbols of transition and possibility. They remind us of moments suspended in time, places we pass through but never stay. This sense of movement, from one place, one state, or one stage in life to another, is deeply ingrained in our experience. Liminal spaces reflect that very process of change, capturing the uncertainty and nostalgia that accompany it. Their appeal, then, is in their invitation to pause, reflect, and momentarily lose ourselves in a space between two worlds, the familiar past and the unknowable future. They don't just hold memories, they also offer a space to project our desires, longings, and a sense of belonging. This projected nostalgia is not simply about longing for a physical place, but the emotional resonance that these spaces evoke. The beauty of a dimly lit hallway or the haunting emptiness of an abandoned mall is how they allow us to fill in the blanks with our own past, real or imagined. They act as mirrors to our inner selves, reflecting moments of introspection, loss, and growth. This personalized connection to a place that is neither here nor there gives these places a comforting, almost therapeutic quality. In a world that constantly demands movement and progress, liminal spaces offer a rare reprieve, a moment to exist without pressure. Liminal space invites us to step into a state of reflection, where we are encouraged to linger in the unknown, finding meaning in the transition itself. They stir something primal in us, allowing us to confront the spaces between who we were and who we are becoming. It's this in-betweenness that brings comfort and unease, offering a paradoxical sense of familiarity while also reminding us of everything we have yet to experience. These spaces are not simply places, but emotional and psychological landscapes that exist to remind us that sometimes The journey itself is just as meaningful as the destination. And in that quiet pause, we find solace. So, enjoy the dreams and memories. And as always, thank you for watching.